Right, let's move forward and very happy that we have one of the most brilliant actors of our time, Malavika Mohanan, joining us on the We Women Want Munch. She will be felicitated with the Shakti Award very shortly. Uday Pratap Singh, my colleague, will be in conversation with her. Uday, if I could request you to escort Malavika onto the stage, please.
Hello and welcome, Uday Pratap Singh. You're joining us on this special session as part of our We Women Want Conclave 2025 and Shakti Awards live from New Delhi. We are now in the north of India, but being joined by someone who is being called a southern phenomena these days. Yes, we're talking about Malavika Mohanan, who is live on our stage. And thank you so much for being with us today. Welcome.
Thank you, and a very good evening to everyone present here. I was just thinking that what a sudden jump it's going to be, my God, from listening to two amazing, formidable women talk politics and affairs of the country to talking about films.
But that is a change we want, and that's why we've
Happy to
scheduled this
help.
session for right after. So no political questions to you, just entertainment ones. But I want to start out by asking you, before we get to films, on style, because you are being honored today very, very shortly, for those of our viewers who don't know, with the NewsX Shakti Award for Excellence in Style. So congratulations on that. What does that make you feel?
Thank you. It makes me feel lovely. I have grown up in a household around two parents who have always held a very high regard for our Indian arts and crafts and textiles and handlooms, and that's had a very instrumental role to play in how I view something like style, our indigenous forms of art, the plethora of aesthetics and designs we have in our own country. So it's an amalgamation of all of these things that's sort of designed my taste in things, and so being awarded something for style feels amazing.
Okay. What is your style statement, if I were to ask you?
Oh, it really depends, yeah. I think it's so hard to pick. Like on a day, it's something as simple as a lovely cotton sari with like my mother's, tiny jhumkas. And on some days, it's a cool suit, power suit. So it really depends on the mood.
Also, these days, celebrities have to look fashionable all the time. Even at the airport, you have cameras there.
Yes, I won't deny that.
Does that put a bit of pressure on you?
There are days it does, but a different way of, a different perspective that I've developed of late is I just have fun with it, you know. I kind of pre-decide my outfits and I've gotten into this habit of keeping my wardrobe for the entire week set in advance, and you'll be surprised by the amount of time, effort, and anxiety that saves you when you're rushing.
These days, I think everyone's social media are full of people's style statements, airport looks, and all of that. But talking about social media, Malavika, and I have to ask you this. How do you approach your social media game? Do you believe that it's a good way to engage with fans, or do you believe you're a bit private with your social media? What is your social media game, if I can ask you?
Absolutely. There is no denying the fact that social media in today's day and age has become an extremely important and relevant tool. Now it's up to you how you choose to use that tool. In the more formative years of my career, social media had a very, very important part to play in actually most of the films that I've signed. Because I remember this, I recollect this one very well-regarded Tamil director telling me once that, he was casting for a really, really interesting character in a lovely film. And he just didn't, he couldn't imagine me as the character. And then he stumbled upon this one like photo shoot that I'd done, which sort of, made him think of me as the character, and I got cast as a result of that. So something that seems as menial as a photo shoot, or, like seemingly menial, but not actually menial, can have very lasting impacts on your career if used in the right way. So it's become like a modern day portfolio, yeah? Like, be it actors, be it, it's opened up a whole new avenue of business. Influencers have burst as a result of social media. And actors don't go around with portfolios anymore. Back in the day, as a singer, as an aspiring dancer, as an aspiring performer of any sort, you had to build a portfolio, and you had to like just go the rounds showing that to people, that, hey, here, this is me, this is what I look like, this is how I sound, this is what I can do. But you don't have to do that anymore, yeah? You can just upload a video of yourself on Instagram. You can show people sides of your personality, your skill sets. And I think there's, it's people who use social media smartly. I think that's...
But then the flip side, Malavika, is also there. These days, social media is open to trolling.
Oh my God, the amount of anxiety it gives me.
Yeah. And you have to have a thick skin for that as well.
You do. And that's something that I think every single... It's yin and yang, right? Everything in life has its good aspects, bad aspects. It's all about how much you control it and how smartly you control it instead of letting it control you. And that goes for anything, be it food, be it alcohol, be it, people sometimes. But yes, the flip sides are massive. I mean, you look anywhere around you, you see people on a phone just like doom scrolling. It's literally doom scrolling. You're not even looking at anything. I have come across people who cannot go to sleep without doom scrolling and watching reels. Yeah. They have to watch reels for like 45 minutes or an hour to fall asleep. That is so messed up. It's so unnatural.
But how do you deal with trolls? Do you ignore them? Do you respond to them? Or do you block them?
I had gotten trolled quite a bit for the first film I'd ever done in my career. It was a Malayalam film, and I was very young. I was still in college, actually.
So before Beyond the Clouds?
Before Beyond the Clouds. This film I'd done with this actor called Dulquer Salman, and I was maybe, I think, 19, 20, and I was really skinny at the time. And Malayalam industry is an industry which, at least at that point, really liked, more curvy women. Like that was the idea of beauty, the standard of beauty in that specific region. And I remember the film coming out, and people had trolled me left, right, and center, and called me like, oh, she's like skin on bones, and there's no flesh, and And as a young adult in your formative years, when you hear things like that, it stings, and it was very, very hard to deal with, cope with, stomach. But then what happens is, through the years, like all of these incidents just make you so thick-skinned that now I think somebody could be standing here and just telling me nasty things, and I'll just be like, whatever, and just like walk away,
Good. That's fantastic. There's good advice for some youth as well, who face this also on social media. But now coming to, of course, your films, and the journey has been amazing from that film to, of course, after that, Beyond the Clouds, and even now. Now, if I were to ask you, and these days, after cricket matches, there's an award called Game Changer of the Match given. The player that changed the course of, the match for his or her team. For you, which project so far has been a game changer, or two roles, one or two?
I would say it would be this film I did with Majid Majidi. For those who don't know, he's a renowned Oscar-nominated director from Iran. It was a film called Beyond the Clouds. It wasn't a commercial, film, so a lot of you might have not seen it.
I loved it. I remember seeing it at the preview with you and Ishan. It was fantastic.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, with Ishan Khattar, who was my co-actor in the film. And that changed everything for me. a lot of directors across India, Tamil industry, Telugu, Hindi, everywhere watched it, and that got me cast in a lot of films after that. So that was definitely my game changer
Game-changing
film.
moment. Okay. And you're also, of course, now straddling different languages. Is that something that's happened, or is that a conscious decision that you're taking?
I've realized with something like acting, you think you're making conscious decisions, but what you're actually doing is you're choosing from the opportunities that are coming your way, which happens with almost any art form. Um, and I think I've been lucky in the sense that even though I'm a Bombay girl, having grown up in a Malayali family, I speak the language. I'm more attuned to the southern culture, if I may bracket the whole of South, categorize it as a whole. Um, so being a sense of familiarity, a sense of like having one feet there in some way has helped me do a lot more films across the languages. And I also feel like it's a great time to be an actor, yeah. There's good work happening everywhere. And there are fantastic directors, fantastic actors, amazing films happening everywhere. So you just want to do whatever you can, in all languages and not let language be a barrier, because it isn't anymore. If it's a good film, it's gonna, people pan-India are going to watch it.
True. And that's a trend now, pan-India films. Do you believe that's a good thing, where we are seeing the best of all worlds collide? One example, of course, is a film called War 2, which is coming out later this year, where you have a top star from the north, Hrithik Roshan, and a top star from the south, NTR Jr. together.
Yeah, so I, like, something that had a very crucial role to play in films reaching a pan-Indian audience is information technology, right? Like, because we have access to social media, there's so much more of there's a medium for word of mouth. Let me put it that way, because there's always been word of mouth, but there's a medium for that. You can come home and tweet and say, hey, I watched this Malayalam film and I thought it was absolutely brilliant. And a friend of yours who's sitting somewhere in Gujarat or somewhere in Delhi will go and check it out. And that's how the film gets that reach in real time. Whereas back in the day, before the advent of social media, it was more of, like you have to procure a DVD, or the word of mouth was also slow. When you're meeting your friend after like a month or two, you'll be like, oh, last year ye picture aayi thi aur maine dekhi thi. But now everything is real time, it's chop chop. So the game has changed. The speed at which information is reaching people has changed, as a result of which the consumer patterns have changed. Having said that, I don't think anyone can make a quote unquote make a pan-India film. What you can do is you can try and make a good film. Yeah. You can try and distribute it in a manner where it's reaching multiple languages, multiple grassroots levels. And then you can hope that the film clicks and it becomes a pan-India film. So while I see a lot of films coming to me and saying, hum pan-India picture bana rahe, I'm like, I'm sorry, I mean it in the nicest way possible, but you can't make a pan-India film. You can make a film and then hope it gets pan-India reach if we make a good film. That's about it. So that nazariya changing has like pros and cons, because a lot of people think if you just package a film right, you can achieve that. But no, you just got to make a good film.
But you've also been working in the South for a while now, and we've seen the South make such good films for so long. But how come now suddenly the trend has come? Everyone is focusing on the South. Is it because of OTT platforms, you think the reach has increased, or what is it? Awareness, social media, what do you feel?
I believe the Hindi film industry does not give writers its due importance. At least of late. Because obviously I've grown up on Hindi films, I've grown up on Bollywood films. And we've grown up on such fabulous cinema in the 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s. But of late, since the last 5, 6, 7 years, we haven't had a lot of good scripts at all. Because people are not nurturing good writers, people are not paying writers what they deserve to be paid. If you're willing to pay your male actor, and I won't say female actor because the pay disparity between male actors and female actors is humongous. Yeah. But if you're willing to pay your male actor like crores and crores of rupees, you can't be paying your writer peanuts and then expect that to turn into a good film. That's not how it works. So Hindi film industry needs good writers, but having said that, the South I'll just finish off
Yeah.
answering the question you asked
Yes.
me. I believe that the entire South trend that's happening right now is a wave
Yeah.
because a lot of South films have commercially worked
Yeah.
since the last couple of years.
And
So-
we're sure your next film is going to really work because you're with Prabhas. How is the Raja Saab shoot going and how is it working with Prabhas?
Well, Prabhas is quite a phenomenon. He is, he's larger than life, even in a quite literal, like when you see him, you can feel his presence, his aura, and he's very sweet and lovely to work with. We're almost done with, we're actually done with the film. We have a couple of songs to shoot and the film is releasing soon by end of the year.
Mohan Lalji also you're working with for this new film of yours. How has that experience been and excited for that release as well?
Absolutely. Mohanlal is one of the finest actors in the world, I would say, on the global stage, and I mean he's achieved everything there is to achieve, and it's been an absolute honor to share the screen with him. It's a very sweet, exciting film that we've done together. It's a slice of life, feel good. Humorous film. It's coming out now. It's coming out like end August 28th. So please watch it.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, let's end now with a rapid fire. As I told you earlier, we'll do. So let's, are you ready?
I'll never be ready for a rapid fire, but let's go.
Okay. Audience, are you ready? Okay. So, beaches or mountains?
Mountains.
What's a superpower you wish you had?
Being invisible on some days when people annoy me.
Okay. What was your favorite
I hear
subject?
a lot of women laughing. A lot of people have wished
They're
that.
resonating, I think. What was your favorite subject in school?
English literature.
What did young Malavika Mohanan want to become?
I actually wanted to become a documentary filmmaker.
What's the last show that you binge watched?
I rewatched Friends because it's my go-to show when I'm feeling, heavy.
Yes. What's the last holiday you took?
Mexico, and I loved it.
Okay. Telugu versus Malayalam versus Hindi film industry. Can you choose
want me
one?
to be jobless or what? I'm not picking. No. They're all amazing.
all nice. Okay. And final question then for you. Your definition of fashion.
It's going to sound very simple, but it's something I truly stand by. Go with something that reflects who you are and your personality and not blindly follow trends.
Okay. And that's certainly something you're doing, which is why you're being honored today for excellence in style. Thank you so much, Malavika
Thank
Mohanan,
you.
once again, for
Thank
joining
you.
us at